Hey everyone, today we're going to look at how to use the inventory module to pick up items and to drop them from your inventory and have the dropped item appear back in the scene as a physical object that you can interact with. So similar to like some RPGs where you can drop an item out of your inventory and it reappears on the ground. So let's get started. So here I just have an empty scene, so I'm going to create just a plain 10 by 10 ought to be enough. And we're going to give it a material from the samples, the block out materials. There's some materials there we can use. Just use that. Gives you a grid type material. And I'm also going to use from the characters. This is going to be an FPS character, so I'm just going to drag the FPS layer in here, and it's already set up for the first person controller. And we're going to do a camera shot as well for the first person camera shot. Just default everything. Make it the main shot. So I just want to make sure that works first. And I think we're falling. That's why we tested out. Let's see where the player is. It is too low, so it's falling through the floor. So if we put Y to 1, that should be sufficient. So it's working. Footstep sounds are working. You can jump, and by default you can interact as well. That's why I like these prefabs. It comes with some interactions and stuff, so we don't have to worry about putting that on at all. So now so I have just the core and the inventory module installed. So what I'm going to do is we're going to give the player an inventory. So we want to add a inventory bag component to the player. And it is a list that you can do either a grid or a list, but apparently lists is easier. So we're going to leave that. And this equipment, if we don't add this, then it will complain. So we're going to use the one that comes with the samples. And then we've got the skin. We have to set the skin, and that comes with the examples as well. And we'll use inventory list. Okay, so that's all we need to do for the player. We also want to add an interaction so that we can open the inventory. So I'll call it inventory. And all we need here is a trigger. And we'll put a keyboard button. Let's say the I. So what we want to do is inventory UI, open bag UI for the player, and we'll say wait to close. And the other thing we need is, we'll just see, I'll show you what happens when you try to use that. Okay. It works, but nothing, you can't click on anything. And because I don't have an event system, so we have to go to UI, event system to get that to work. So let's go I, and now things are clickable here. So this is the default UI that comes with Game Creator 2, all customizable, but it requires some knowledge of how things are put together. But notice when I'm going like this, I can still control my character. You may or may not want that, so it's up to you, but you can disable the character while if you're in the inventory. To do that, you would need to put another trigger, and the trigger would be inventory UI on open bag UI. So after the bag UI opens, then you can come in here and turn off the player is controllable, and you can set the time scale to 0, although so that sort of pauses. And the other thing you'd want to do, well, just look at this first, but so let's go into the inventory. It doesn't go as dark as it normally does if you have the set time scale to 0, so you might not want it. But if you want to pause the game, that's how you do it. And then it's still paused. So what you want is another trigger. So let's do that on close bag UI. So when you close it, you want to turn the player back on and unpause the game as well. So that's good. And then so that does that. The alternative to pausing the game would be just to remove that, and you'll notice it gets darker. It seems like if you pause the game, it prevents it from fully realizing this color that it's using. But you can still like move the camera around even though the player is not controllable. So if you want to freeze the camera, you can change the sensitivity of the first person camera shot, which is that one with that little head icon there. So it's looking for a first person camera shot. And we can just go 0, 0 on this vector because it's the X and Y sensitivity. So we can turn off the sensitivity and then turn it back to 1 when we're done. You can also get this from variables if you're using variables to store that sensitivity so that and of course now I'm going to have to, let's see, copy that. I'm in play mode, so yeah, I'll just turn it back off. And we want 0, 0, and 1, 1. There we go. So now when we open the UI, the inventory, you can't move, like when you move the mouse, the camera doesn't move around. So that's how I like it. So now how do we pick up an object? So first of all, we need to create an item. So I'm going to go put it in this inventory folder. So we're going to create an inventory item. So I'm just going to create a cube to demonstrate this. So now you can just type in the name of the cube, the description. Okay. There's a sprite you could use, which if you have rapid icon, you can use it to create sprites. So I'll use that one that I created before. And then if we want to be able to drop it, you need a prefab. So we need to make a prefab of the object that it's going to drop when you select drop. Otherwise, the dropping won't work, right? So we need to create an actual cube. and drag it in here to become a prefab. And then I don't want it there. I'll put it in the inventory. And then in here, we just drag it into here and say, okay, it's going to instantiate this cube at the player's position whenever you drop it from the inventory. So I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. It's a little bit too big. And we'll put it, I don't know, over here. This is where the player is, right there. So the cube, so there we have it. And we want to put a hotspot on this as well, so we know that we can interact with it. So we'll do on it interaction focus, and we will just show a text indicating what key press we need to interact with it. Oh, there it is. Okay. And we'll give it an offset, a little bit of an offset, so that's not in the middle of the cube. So like a y of, let's say 0.5, and then that's it. That's all you need. And then what we want to do is have a trigger, on interact trigger, so that when the player interacts with it, we want to bags, add item to the bag, the player's bag. So add item, and then it's going to be this item that represents this cube to the player's bag. And then we want to destroy this cube so that it doesn't stay around, right? So, because you've picked it up, so we will destroy self. Okay? So now we should be able to pick it up. Okay, so here it is. We want to go E. It disappears, and now it should be in our inventory. And here it is, cube. We have one cube here, and we can drop it. Click the drop button and see where it ends up. It's floating in the air. So we can fix that. If you don't want it to be floating, and I'm going to make sure I apply that. We need to add a rigid body to this. So that's the key. Add a rigid body and give it, say, 100 mass, so that I can't kick it all the way across the thing. But so if you give it a rigid body, when it respawns it, it'll drop to the ground. So that's the key to getting this to work. So let's drop it again and drop, and there it is. It's still, oh, it's still floating. Oh, that's strange. You know why? Because I didn't apply the override. It'll respawn this cube, this prefab, but not if you've made changes to it. So make sure you've applied the overrides to the prefab. And now I should be able to drop it and have it be a physics object. Okay, and there it is. And yes, we can kick it around, even though our feet are not visible. They're there. They're still there. They're just invisible. So there we have it. That is how you be able to pick up items and drop them again and have them reappear into the environment. And you can pick them up again, and that's how just like RPGs do it. So it's a fairly simple way to do it. The inventory module makes it really super easy. So that's how you do it. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you would like to be a patron, check out my Patreon link below. And many thanks to my patrons. and I will see you in the next video.